Very good evening to everyone. So, welcome back in this session of entrepreneurship. Now, if I talk about entrepreneurship, in last session we started with the different stages, the model of entrepreneur process. Like, what are the different stages in the process of entrepreneurship? So the first stage which we discussed was innovation stage. Now, in innovation, we have discussed about the conception, identifying the opportunity, searching the information, evaluation, assessing the thing, screening the things. So these are the things which we discussed in the first step. Now, when we were talking about the first stage, there are many questions which you have to, for which you have to find the answers. Answers as in, if I talk about the questions like, if you remember, we discussed about the assessment of the entrepreneur team. So, in assessment of the entrepreneur team, there's some questions which you have to find the answer, like the person who is going to be the founder, is he really an entrepreneur? Does this entrepreneur have some experience? Do they really like this product or service? Do they really want to get this thing? So there are many such type of questions which being an entrepreneur, starting an enterprise, you have to answer. Now, if I talk about stages of entrepreneur development, every stage needs some skill set. So if I talk about the first stage that is innovation, there also we require 20 different skill set. The first skill set which we require is the technical skill. What do you understand by the word technical skill? What exactly? So technical skills means you need to have the technical knowledge about the thing which you are going to start. You know, entrepreneurship looks to be very easy, but in reality, this is very difficult. It requires the expert knowledge for being an entrepreneur. If I talk about entrepreneurship, people may simply come and say, oh, what is entrepreneurship? We just have to start up a business. But in practicality, that startup needs lot of research, lot of homework is to be done. Now, when I'm talking about technical skill, it means it will provide the entrepreneur with the ability to identify the opportunity based on the existing competence, which is very important. Until and unless you cannot identify the opportunities in the market, you cannot deliver the results. Finding the opportunity, identifying the opportunity is the first step by which you get to know what you want to start. In market, what is the demand? Next comes is the communication. See, we all know that being an entrepreneur, you need to be expert with all the skills. You are the person who is going to take lots and lots of decisions. Right? This we have already discussed. This we already know that being an entrepreneur, you have to take lot of decisions, lot of discussions. So for that, you need to be a good communicator because you are the person who is going to find the opportunities in the market. You are the person who is going to evaluate the market opportunities, and for that you need to be good communication, because you're going to communicate, you're going to interact with people, you are going to share your idea with the people, and for that communication is very important. The ability to interact with individuals from many different backgrounds plus interpersonal skills like listening are linked with success in opportunity identification stage. When we're talking about innovation, where we have discussed that in innovation, one step is opportunity identification. For that, you have to interact with people. You have to interact with the people who belong from different backgrounds. And along with that, you need a good listening skill so that you can listen to their suggestion and accordingly you can decide what you want to do. So second skill, that is communication, that is again very important. Next skill is problem solving. Do you think if you start the business, no problem is going to come? You know, a business is just going to run very easily without having any kind of problems? No. The ability that are required for successful identification of business opportunity includes the capability to solve everyday problem. Whenever you are going to find something new, whenever you are going to bring on the new opportunities, you have to face the problem and you should be in a stage to solve those problems too. Being an entrepreneur, people will expect you to be a good problem solver. Motivation, the need for achievement, need for getting something in your life, need for making your business run successfully, the need for touching new heights, the need for making your organization grow. These are the needs which the individual have. And yes, motivation is one of the things which makes you moving forward. Personal motivation is one of the key success factor for systematically scanning and spotting the marketing opportunity. Because see, the first stage is all about evaluating the market opportunity. If you are able to evaluate that, if you are able to grab the opportunity on time, then yes, you have marked the right entry in the market. Ability to change. You know, the entrepreneurs who have ability to change have the higher profitability of identifying the opportunity because they are not rigid. They are open to accept the changes, to bring the changes, to adopt the new ways of working. And if people, entrepreneur can do that, then yes, he can make a successful entry in the market full of opportunities. Time management skills. Identifying time is crucial for identifying marketing opportunity. The opportunities are directly related to the time. If the time is wasted, time goes, the opportunity also goes. Opportunities are time bound. You know, opportunities are not going to knock your door and stand there for you till the time you do not grab that. Opportunities are definitely going to knock your door, but if you do not grab them immediately, they are going to go. They are not going to stay. The time management skills. Now, when we talk about time management skills, what are the time management skills which you can use? You can go for 80-20 rule, where just you find out that 20% of the work which will accumulate to 80% of the work done. You can go with the 4 quadrants, that is a 4 quadrant matrix of time management, which says always focus on the quadrant second. If you are able to do the work in quadrant second, you will get enough time. You can practice Pomodoro technique for your employees to keep them motivated, to keep them efficient, to keep them productive. So make sure you use time management skills to manage your time effectively, because managing time effectively is the only way by which you can manage the opportunity, you can grab the opportunity, and you can survive in the competitive market. Financial management. Well, it's not easy, right? Business require a lot of financial investment. So opportunity identification is dependent on skill that enables the entrepreneur to accurately forecast financial estimates. If you want to grab any opportunity, you have to make sure that you are aware about your financial status also. You know how you are going to manage your finance, how you are going to collect your finance, how you are going to gather your finance. Until and unless you do not have the financial management, you cannot, you can identify the opportunity, but you cannot grab those opportunities. For grabbing those opportunity, for making your organization grow, you have to get the information about your financial management. You should know how to manage your finance. Human resource management. You have to find out the opportunity, and you have to also find out that how those opportunities are going to fix with the opportunity, that is going to match the skills of the team. See, you have got the opportunity, but who is going to grab that? You are going to grab, but ultimately your employees are going to work. So you have to fix that opportunity and match that opportunity with the skill set of your team. So you have to manage your human resource in such a way that you train them, you provide them enough training, and provide them with the all the resources by which they can grab that opportunity. Next is marketing. It declares that successful entrepreneurs have the ability to identify market, to identify the paying customer, and to analyze the competitors. Marketing is not just about branding your product, it is also about knowing the customer's demand, knowing about your competitors, analyzing your competitors, and identifying the high paying customers. You have to identify those customers which are high paying customers. Then only you can target them, and then only you can get the desired result. Then only you can make your organization grow. You know, we have this tendency that as soon as the word marketing comes, that means we just have to show our product. We just have to sell our product with using different strategies. No, it is about knowing the target customer, it is about knowing the high paying customer, and it is also about knowing the competitors. You have to know about your competitors, what products they are offering, at what price, what quality, what quantity. Then only you can compete with them. Next is networking. It is something which is going to facilitate successful opportunity identification, as networks are pathways through which the firm can access the opportunities. If the firm wants to access the opportunity, if the firm wants to get the opportunity, networking is the only way by which they can gain that. Planning, we all know planning is again very important, because without proper planning, you cannot work on towards the entrepreneurship, because planning is not just needed for starting your business, it is also needed for arranging the human resource, it is also needed for arranging the finance. So planning is needed at each and every space, every place. Research and development, without proper research, you cannot enter into the market. You have to Do the research about that product, that what is the demand of that product, what's the trend going on, what customer wants, what is going to satisfy the customer's need. So here, along with planning, you have to work on research and development about the product, creativity and innovativity. Same boring product which are already existing in the market is not going to make you survive. You have to think creative, you have to be innovative, you have to bring out something different from what is already existing in the market. Now, different can be in terms of packing, in terms of presentation, in terms of quality, in terms of quantity, in terms of ways of selling anything. But some creativity and innovation is required when you are entering the market. Entrepreneurs always take the risk, but that risk is calculated. So you have to make sure that you take the calculated risk. Along with taking the calculated risk, then make sure that whatever risk we are taking, if that works, we will get a good return. The returns are really going to be high if we get that feedback. Opportunity recognition, yes, this is the most important thing. Recognizing the opportunity. Once you recognize the opportunity, then all these things come, that is marketing, networking, planning, research development, creativity, innovation, calculated risk, everything. Until unless you do not know what opportunity is waiting in the market, what opportunity you have, you cannot work. Ability to control and gather the resources. That ability, like financial resources, human resources, material resources, everything, you should have that ability to gather all those resources. Now, the second stage is triggering event. It includes gestations, the motivation to start the business. Now here the person who wants to establish, who got the idea, is motivated to start his business. Now has made the decision that he is going to proceed, he's going to plan out the thing, he's going to identify the resources, he's going to do the risk assessment, and he's going to acquire all the resources which are required for starting the business. So at this stage, triggering event is something where a person is now ready to start his own business. He is now no more in dilemma that whether I should start the business or not. He has already taken the decision. He's already motivated to start the business, and he start proceeding with the decision by doing the planning, acquiring the resources, calculating the risk, and identifying what resources are needed. In stage 2, we again have different steps. The first is motivation to become an entrepreneur. Now, at second stage, the most important thing is he is motivated to become an entrepreneur. See, until unless you do not have the motivation to become an entrepreneur, you cannot start your own business, right? You need some motivation which forces you to move towards growth, which pushes you towards the growth. And if that push is not there, you cannot be an entrepreneur. So when you enter this stage, at this stage, you have already decided that yes, I want to be the entrepreneur and I am motivated to be the entrepreneur. Initial and crucial step in this is the decision to become an entrepreneur. The very first decision. If you do not want to be the entrepreneur, all the process is in vain. So this is very initial and very crucial step, because here when you are becoming an entrepreneur, you are putting lot of things at stake. Right, you're putting a lot of things at stake. You are taking the risk. You are starting something, you are entering into the market, you are just assuming, but you cannot predict the future, what is going to happen in the future, but still you are taking that risk. So once you have taken this crucial step of deciding to be an entrepreneur, the actual decision to become an entrepreneur is motivated by different factors that can be categorized as push and pull factors. Push means necessity and pull means opportunity. Sometimes you just decide to be an entrepreneur because it has become necessity for you to start something. You do not have any other option other than starting your own business. You do not find any option. You do not see any option. That is why the actual decision to become an entrepreneur comes in. You're motivated either by the necessity or you're motivated either by the opportunity. Either you feel that no, now it's a time, it's really necessary for me to do something, and other than entrepreneurship you cannot find any way, or you see the market and you have identified the opportunity in the market which is going to make you grow in near future. That can be the factor which motivates you. Motivation have a bearing on their ultimate success or failure in business. The motivation have the bearing on the ultimate success and the failure of the if the people if the person is motivated, then yes, definitely he is going to deliver the better result. But if he is not motivated, no matter how hard he tries, he won't be able to achieve that success in his life. For achieving that success, it is important to be motivated, to get that motivation from within. And that is the only way by which a person can start his own business. Next thing which comes is after motivation is the planning. Once the entrepreneur has formulated a strategy, it is time to formalize a business plan. Once your strategy is ready, now it's the time for you to formalize a business plan. Now it's the time for you to make your business plan, that why, when, what, how you are going to do. In what segment you are going to enter. So now it's the time for you to formulate your strategy, to formulate your plan. It includes exploiting the defined opportunities and determining the resources required. You have to define the opportunities which you see in the market. Along with that, you have to determine the resources. You have to also work on resources which are required to achieve or to establish your business unit. It also includes obtaining resources and successfully managing the resulting venture. Planning process for a business has the following steps. Now, when we are talking about the planning process, so this planning process again is divided into different steps. Now, if I ask you about the planning process step, what do you think? What can be the steps of the planning process? So, planning process, basically, you have to set your personal objectives. You need your business objectives. You need your statics and strategies. Then you have to work on the environmental analysis. You have to do business analysis. You have to find out the budget. You have to work on operation, manpower, product, finance. So all these planning is to be done in the second stage of planning. That is, first, you have to find out your personal objectives. Now, personal objectives, along with the personal objectives, you have to find out the threat and opportunities and the strength and weakness. So personal objective, business objective, strategies and tactics. You have to find out all these things. Like why you want to start your business, why you want to be an entrepreneur. Now, if you've decided that, okay, I want to be this, I want to be an entrepreneur. Now, business which you have decided, what is the objective of that business? Why you have started that business? Then you have to frame your strategies and the tactics. Once you do all these things, you have to identify the threats and opportunities and the strength and weakness of your business. So for that, for threats and opportunity, you have to analyze the environment. Environment analysis like the competition, technology, economy, and market, so that you can be prepared about marketing strategies which are required, the demand in the market, the competition in the market, the technology which is running in the market, and about the economy. Then for strength and weakness. So basically here what we are doing this SWOT analysis. That is strength, weakness, opportunity, and the threat. So for strength and weakness, we are doing the business analysis, like we are looking at the product, what pricing to be kept, how the cash will flow, people required, the facilities required. And once this is done, once we have done the SWOT analysis, we just focus on operations, productivity, manpower, and finance, from where we are going to arrange these things, and then the operating budget. Then finally, we work on making our budget. We work on what budget we are supposed to make. So this is the entire process of planning, which is required at the second stage. Because see, after second stage and third stage, you have almost established your business. You cannot find out the opportunity. You cannot think, okay, let me just check whether these opportunities are there in the market or not. No, at third stage, you won't get that option. This is the final. The second stage is the last stage where you can do this SWOT analysis. You can find out from where you are going to get the finance, what is going to be your budget, the manpower you're going to require, the product you're going to make, the operations department, what are the things you are going to do. So all those things need to be done in the second stage under planning. After planning, the third thing is gathering resources. Attract resources that are sufficiently strategic, valuable, or rare. You have to gather the resources. You have to attract the resources which are ready to work with you. Absence of the key resources in the entrepreneur process is likely to result in failure. We all know a business is something which grows if they have the adequate resources. If you do not have the resources, if you do not have the required resources, the entrepreneur process is likely to fail. You cannot establish successful entrepreneur. So company resources can be divided into 6 ingredients. Now, what are the five ingredients which are required? That is technical know-how. You should have the technical knowledge about how things are going to work, what things are going to work, what information you have to gather, how you're going to gather all those things. Second is finance, including equity, cash, and borrowing power. So from where you are going to gather the finance, from where you are going to collect the finance, what are the sources of collecting the finance? So this is the financial thing where you also have to check that, okay, how much borrowing you can do, how much cash inflow can be there from borrowing, how much cash is available with you. So for that, financial planning basically means you are supposed to know each and everything related to the finance, so that at the last moment when you just start your business, you are not stuck due to the lack of finance available with you, due to less finance or no finance available with you. So it is important that you start working on these things, these ingredients, before you proceed. Before you go to the next step, you should be ready with the answer to all these questions. The next thing is physical assets. From where you are going to arrange your physical assets. Do you have those physical assets with you? If not, at what price, from where, when these physical assets are going to reach? So you have to arrange for that. You have to think about that. Human resource, we all know, for creating empire, for being a successful person, for creating a successful organization, successful business, you need human resource. An intangible resource, which includes information network, protected patent. So from where you are going to get this information, the market research, the competition in the market, new marketing strategies. So from where you are going to gather these information, these resources, that also you have to find out, and then only you can move towards the next stage. Now, these are the three things in the second stage of entrepreneur process. Now, again, at this stage, we require some skills as in technical skills, same thing, same technical skills, problem solving, because now here when we actually start implementing the project, we will now find the real problems which are coming, and you should be in a state to solve those problems. Numeracy and literacy, communication skills, because now at this stage you'll be frequently communicating with a lot of people to get the information about the market, to know the marketing opportunities, to do the SWOT analysis, to gather the financial resources, to gather the fixed assets. So for all those things, you have to frequently communicate with other person, and for that communication you need to have a good communication skill. Motivation, now you have to be more motivated that yes, I just want to achieve that thing in my life, I just want to be an entrepreneur. Next is ability to change. Now you need to have the ability, because the opportunity which you are seeing right now may not be there for next 6 months or next 1 year. So you should be in a state where you are okay to adopt the new changes coming in the market. You need to be flexible. You cannot be rigid that with this idea I started, so I'm not going to move away from this idea. I'll stick to this idea. That thing should not be there. You should adapt to the changes. Learning abilities, you should be in a stage to learn new things, to keep yourself upgraded with the skills as well as with the knowledge and the market trend. Your decision making skills, because now from this stage onwards you will have to take lot of decisions to make your business run successfully. Negotiation skill. Why negotiation skills? Because now you'll be entering into taking the products, delivering the product, selling, buying it, selling it. So for that you need good negotiation skills. Along with that, you will have human resource, you'll be managing those. So for that, negotiation skills are again important. So you need to have good negotiation skills. Then is the financial management. Now, financial management is not just about managing the finance which is available with you. Along with that, it is also about arranging the finance, from where you are going to arrange the finance. That is also equally important. Human resource, from where you are going to get the human resource. But before getting the human resource, you have to find out the skills required for your business. And as for the skill identification, you have to select the human resource which are going to add value to the organization. Your networking. Now, strong networking gives strong result. The more broader the network is, the more bigger the network is, the more profitable the organization. You know, networking is the free of cost marketing of your business. It doesn't cost you any penny, but it markets your products very efficiently and very effectively. So you need to have good market network. Then from here, you will have to involve yourself into the legal part also. You have to take care about the legal things, documentation, permissions, all the things have to be done. So here you again have to explore the new skill, that is getting the legal knowledge about the thing, because now you'll be starting your business. What all permissions are required? What all license you have to take? What are the restrictions you have to take? What you have to pay to the government, taxes, everything you are supposed to know. Now again, planning means planning out everything, how things are going to work, how you are going to uh, gather the resources, how you're going to identify the skills, how you're going to identify the opportunities, how you're going to do this SWOT analysis. So all these things comes under planning. Then ability to gather and control the resources. Now, when you have hired the resources, after identifying what all resources are needed, here after that you also have to control those resources. You know, controlling human resources is not an easy task. You have to have full control over what the employees are doing, how to make them move towards the growth of the organization, how to make their goal align with the goals of the organization, with your goal. So for that, you have to monitor them, you have to control them on regular basis. Then comes the calculated risk taking. Risk is everywhere. When you're starting the business, you have to understand one thing, that you have to take the risk. You cannot work, you cannot start a business without taking any kind of risk. So you have to understand that yes, you have to take the calculated risk, and how you're going to calculate that risk. Taking the risk, is it worth it or not? Am I going to get good returns if I'm going to be successful? So that calculation also has to be done. So with this, we have completed the second stage. Now, in the next session, we are going to start with the third stage, that is the implementation. And then the last stage which comes is the growth. The last stage is the growth. So we'll be discussing about the growth in the growth and the third stage, that is implementation, in the next session of entrepreneurship. So with this, we have come to the end of the last session of the day. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Take care. We'll see you we'll see you tomorrow with 3 new sessions, and tomorrow we have the session that is increase your inner happiness. Hope to see you there with increasing the ways which you can develop to increase your inner happiness. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.